the mechanic and the barnacled starborn. One, drifting among ghosts. The derelict waste barge Tarkle 4 was the kind of job no mechanic wanted. A floating tomb of alien tech, broken cargo, and biohazard labels that blinked in 16 languages. Tess Morgan, a freelance mechanic for the Galactic Salvage Guild, had seen plenty of strange things across the stars. But when she stepped onto the Tarkle's decompression platform, she was not ready for what lay ahead. A massive containment tank, partially shattered. A trail of slime and acid burns. And, curled in a collapsed maintenance bay under flickering red lights, a baby dragon, pale as snow, covered in barnacles. 2, more coral than creature. Its skin was cracked, flaking. The barnacles on its back pulsed with parasitic life. Patches of its wings were missing, but it blinked slowly when it saw Tess. Not with fear, but with exhaustion. Its ribs moved. It was still alive. Tess crouched slowly, breath caught. The creature was roughly the size of a cargo shuttle, maybe 10 feet from nose to tail, but thin, emaciated. The aliens must have dumped it here. Their idea of disposal. And yet, poor thing, Tess whispered. She didn't mean to reach out, but she did. The dragon didn't bite. It purred. 3, against the rules. The Salvage Guild's rules were clear. Do not engage biological hazards. Do not interfere with alien remains. Do not attempt rescue. Tess wiped a hand down her oil-stained jacket. Then, in a whisper to herself, screw the rules. She brought a plasma saw, cutting through containment residue. She lifted its head gently and slid a water line to its mouth. The creature drank like it hadn't seen water in weeks. Then it groaned, a deep, resonant sound that made the deck shiver, and passed out. 4, barnacle problem. Back in her private ship, the humble wrench, Tess ran scans. The barnacles were bioweapons, genetically engineered parasites, meant to slowly eat their host while feeding data to their alien creators. They had used the dragon as a test subject. The albino's immune system was shutting down. Tess got to work. It took 3 sleepless days, burning through her med supplies, tuning microdrone to extract parasites one at a time, applying gel pads to patch the dragon's decaying wings. She fed it, cleaned it, talked to it. She named him Echo, because the way he looked at her felt like he'd heard her voice long before she ever spoke. 5, the awakening. On the 4th day, Echo stirred. He stood, wobbling, uncertain, and looked out the viewport. Tess, she said, pointing to herself. Tess. He mimicked her with a low warble, voice vibrating the ship. His barnacle wounds pulsed faintly, and the scar tissue shimmered like starlight. Then, suddenly, her ship's control lights flickered. Echo had pulsed energy into systems. Not damage. Integration. 6, galactic trouble. But nothing stayed secret for long. Her repair logs were flagged. A drone from the guild had already pinged her ship's location. They'd know she had a bioform, a highly valuable, genetically altered one. They'd come for Echo. You need to run, she told him, even though he couldn't understand. But he did. He leaned into her, letting out a soft whine. She powered the thrusters. They fled. 7, the chase. Guild warships were fast. Tess's ship wasn't, but Echo was. He pulsed again, this time from his chest, a blinding light, hacking her ship's NAV system, creating warp lanes on the fly. He had bonded with the wrench. With her, the wrench folded through stars in ways no ship ever had. Light bent. Time buckled. When they came out the other side, there was silence. No signal. No ships. Just a forgotten pocket of the galaxy filled with floating crystals and fractured moons. 8, the truth. As Echo slept, Tess found a data pattern forming in the barnacle residue. A message buried in his DNA. He was born in a star womb, designed not as a weapon, but as a core for living ships. Dragons who fused with vessels made them living extensions of themselves. The aliens had failed to unlock his potential, but she had helped him survive. And in return, he gave her something new, 9 to rebirth. The wrench shifted over the next days. Panels morphed. Metal softened. Lights glowed without power. Echo's energy pulsed through the walls. Tess stood in awe. Her ship had become a hybrid, a dragon vessel. Organic circuits, breathing engine coils, and a consciousness that answered her thoughts. Echo had healed, and in healing, changed them both. 10, the message. Before long, others would follow. The guild would seek to recapture what they discarded. But Tess no longer cared. She sent one final message back. You abandoned him. I didn't. Now he's not just surviving. He's flying. And so am I.